Watching what has unfolded in recent cricketing events between India and Pakistan, it is impossible not to feel that politics and sport are colliding in ways many would have preferred stayed separate. Over the past weeks, India has made a number of deliberate gestures or non-gestures that send a message larger than just the match result itself. They have refused to shake hands at the toss and after games declined to accept the trophy from the Asia Cup chairman, who also leads Pakistan's board, and seem to be acting from frustration built over years of tough losses, particularly against their arch rival. Think about that. You win a major title, the Asia Cup for instance, and yet you don't take the trophy in the usual way. You don't stand under the spotlight with the cup in hand, arms raised in celebration. You do not offer the customary handshake that is a bold move, almost a protest. It's a message that says, we will not play by your rules. It's also a statement of hurt, of anger, and of principle. From India's perspective, refusing protocol is a way to assert their stance to refuse normal diplomatic courtesies with Pakistan when underlying tensions run so deep. Their players walked off after final matches without shaking hands, even when they had just won. Their captain publicly said that his team was denied the moment of lifting the trophy. Many will see it as emotional, symbolic, even righteous. Others will question whether sport should ever be used as a battleground for political posturing. On the flip side, critics argue it damages the spirit of cricket. For decades, the handshake, the trophy presentation, the applause, those rituals have existed for a reason. They transcend enmity, they soften tension, they allow two opposing sides to coexist respectfully, at least on the playing field. By refusing these rituals, India risks deepening animosity, turning sport into another front in a larger conflict. It must be understood that this conduct is not happening in a vacuum. The rivalry between the two nations, the history of wars, of diplomatic standoffs, of cross-border hostility permeates every encounter. The echoes of losses and defeats stick, especially when Pakistan has had moments of dominance. Over time, those defeats accumulate a kind of anger, a pressure to resist even the smallest symbols of acceptance. When India refuses to shake hands, they're refusing recognition of normalcy. When they decline to take the trophy, they re-implying that to accept it would normalize an adversarial role they can condone. It is not just about refusing to lose again, it is about refusing to legitimize a system they see as unfair or painful. Of course, from Pakistan's side, the reaction is predictably strong. Officials decry the act as disrespectful, as a dragging of politics into a domain meant to celebrate talent, achievement, camaraderie. They note that India still played the matches, accepted victory, and yet rejected the finishing formalities. Some insist that such behavior erodes the values that bind sports: fairness, respect, unity beyond boundaries. Others respond by lodging protests, demanding formal sanctions, accusing India of spoiling the game. And this is where cricket becomes a mirror to international relations. The field becomes a stage where every gesture is read, scrutinized, debated. The tens of thousands in the stadium, the millions watching on screens, the commentary and the media, they all interpret not just runs and wickets, but presence or absence, handshake or avoidance. But what does it mean for young cricketers? For fans who believe sport should rise above politics, it means they are forced to choose sides or to internalize that sport and politics are inseparable in some contexts. It means that victory is incomplete, that to win isn't enough. You must win on your terms. The script of celebration is being rewritten, and yet one wonders whether such measures help or hurt the cause in the long run. Refusing a handshake gains headlines, it signals strength. But it also risks alienating neutral observers, fueling bitterness, and making reconciliation harder. It may deepen divides rather than heal them. The rituals we used to take for granted in sport trophy ceremonies, handshakes, shared applause, those are the bridges that remain when the match is over. To burn them is to make return harder. At the end of the day, India's actions seem rooted in frustration at repeated losses, frustration with a rival that looms large in national psyche, frustration with feeling they must conform to a script that feels unfair in light of political conflict. They are saying, enough. They are insisting on autonomy, dignity, refusal. But they are also making a gamble on whether the audience locally, regionally, globally will understand the motive rather than condemning the method. What remains to be seen is whether this posture will become a precedent or whether future matches will reclaim those rituals. Will Pakistan respond in kind? Will cricket authorities impose consequences? Will fans demand the handshake again? The playing field may never be the same. In the scars of rivalry, in the silence of refused handshakes, and in the absence of the trophy lift, we see how deeply politics can infect sport, and we see how sport can still be a canvas for bold statements, for pride, protest, and emotion, even as we mourn what is lost when sport stops being just about play.